They called it the House of Nocturne, an underground fashion collective shrouded in mystery, invitation only, held in forgotten mansions, abandoned theaters, or derelict cathedrals. No press, no phones, no survivors, as the rumors went. But every season, the most powerful names in fashion still showed up. Nobody knew who was behind it. Designers, models, and guests were masked. The runway shows were whispered legends, living serpents slithering through gowns, shadow puppets that moved on their own, models that vanished after the finale walk. Still, everyone wanted in. Roxane Vale was desperate. Her last show had flopped, hard. Critics said she was all silk and no soul. She needed something bold, dangerous, career-saving. When the invitation arrived in a black envelope sealed with wax, no sender, just a single feather inside, she didn't hesitate. Location: an abandoned opera house outside Prague. Time: midnight. Theme: resurrection. She flew out alone. The limo waiting at the airport was driverless. Her phone stopped working 2 miles out. By the time she arrived, fog blanketed the steps. The building loomed like a corpse in a ball gown. Cracked chandeliers, velvet curtains eaten by moths, marble floor slick with forgotten blood. Inside, the audience was already seated, all in masks, all silent. Models stood like statues on pedestals, lining the darkened walls. No one moved. There were no lights, only flickering candles. A single violinist in the rafters played a tune Roxane felt in her teeth. Then came the voice, not spoken, but projected inside her skull. "Show us something we haven't seen, or be forgotten." Suddenly she wasn't alone. Her competitors had arrived. 8 other designers, all notorious in their own way. One had once made a dress entirely of crystallized tarantulas. Another was rumored to have sewn silk from spiders that only spun in the moonlight. They stared at one another like gladiators. This wasn't a show. It was a battle. Each designer had 1 hour. Backstage was not a normal workroom. It was more like a surrealist's nightmare. Fabric floated mid-air. Mannequins moved on their own. Scissors blinked. Roxane picked through it all, heart pounding, mind racing. The theme was resurrection. But what would she bring back? Memories, myths, monsters? She decided to go literal. Her final creation was a gown shaped like a dying phoenix. Scorched red tulle, skeletal corsetry made from dyed bone, and real embers stitched into the hem. The model would walk with a trail of smoke behind her, like she had just crawled from her own ashes. But then the lights dropped. Spotlight. First designer, a man in leather and smoke, revealed a model whose dress was made of roses that withered as she walked. Applause, whispers, second. A woman with metallic wings, her shadow flapping long after she passed. On, illusions, magic, horror. And then came Roxane. The music stopped. Her model appeared at the top of the ruined stairwell, the dress glowing from within, a fire without flame. The smoke curled like breath. As she walked, her feet left black marks. The audience leaned forward. Whispers turned to gasps. Someone fainted, and when the model reached the end, she spread her arms and burned. Not literally, but visually, utterly, spectacularly. The dress disintegrated into smoke, and beneath it a second skin made of iridescent glass reflected every face in the room. It was as if the phoenix had been reborn mid-walk. Silence. Then, screaming, one of the other designers had collapsed. Another was backing away, eyes wide. The masks in the audience began to crack and fall, revealing not faces, but hollow, shifting voids. "Only one may rise," the voice echoed again, and just like that everyone began to vanish. Models evaporated. The audience turned to ash. Competitors ran. Roxane stood frozen, her model now kneeling before her, smoke leaking from her mouth. When Roxane awoke, it was morning. The opera house was empty. No signs of life, no dress, no cameras. But back in Paris, everyone was talking. Roxane Vale, the designer who brought death to life. Photos appeared online, though she never saw a single camera that night. The burning dress, the rebirth, the audience mid-scream. Her fame exploded overnight. Offers poured in. Chanel, Dior, Gucci. But Roxane never spoke of that night. Never again. Because sometimes in her dreams she hears the violin. Sometimes smoke curls from her sewing machine. And once, just once, she found a black feather on her pillow.